Welcome back to Antigua Barbuda today. Today we're shining a light on an initiative that blends financial empowerment with sustainability. The EcoShores Sustainable Futures Network is hosting a financial literacy workshop aimed at equipping our community with the tools to build not only wealth but resilience. So to tell us more, we're joined by Britney McDonald, a representative of EcoShores Sustainable Futures Network. Good morning, Britney, and thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having us here.
How are you doing this morning?
I am wonderful. It's a beautiful sunny day after we had so much rain this past weekend, so I'm really brightened by how our atmosphere is right now.
Awesome. So start by telling us, what is the EcoShores Sustainable Futures Network?
Yes, so the EcoShores Sustainable Futures Network is a regional non-governmental organization. We're based here in Antigua and Barbuda, and we do work in other Caribbean islands such as Dominica, St. Kitts and Nevis, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Our primary focus is the empowerment of our communities to make sustainable decisions in their everyday lives, their businesses, as we experience, as small island developing states, the impact of climate change. So our work focuses on a broad spectrum, everything from conservation and biodiversity to community initiatives such as the Financial Literacy Workshop.
And, you've said, so much about sustainability, and then my interest piqued as to why discuss financial literacy and how did this thought process come about for having this?
So one of the impacts that we as island people have is with disaster resilience when it comes to our hurricanes, flooding, volcanic eruptions. And so we often hear on the back end, save, make sure that you have that emergency fund, and then we're left without the information and the tools with how to do that. And so instead of bringing to our audience about climate change first, we're talking about those building blocks, those essential tools that you need in order to get to that point and feel secure in the event of a disaster, but also to live a fulfilled life here in our own islands.
Yeah, and I think that's an excellent initiative actually, because as you rightfully mentioned, we plan, but we cannot plan successfully without the finances to do so. Let's speak about what persons can expect from the workshop, what are the days of the workshop, and how can they register to be a part?
Wonderful. So the workshop will be held this Saturday, September 27th from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. And what I can share with you is that we initially were catering for a smaller group, but within the first week, we received over 80 applications to be a part of this workshop. And so we've shared that with the financial community to let them know that this is an area of extreme interest for Antiguans and Barbudans, and they want to learn more about the financial products and instruments that they can use. So we've invited them to participate, as well as we've also invited guest speakers to share about ways that you can learn how to invest. Over 90% of persons wanted to know, how can I make my little a lot? And so that's what we're going to have for you at the session. It's free entry, because we want you to save your coins. Normally we would ask for a donation, but we want you to save it and use it towards the next steps for your future.
Yeah, and I'm sure that you'll have quite a bit of speakers, as mentioned, and I'm really looking forward to see the conversation that happens with persons, because one of the questions I have is, financial literacy contributes to breaking cycles of poverty and building generational wealth. So is this something they'll touch on, and what are some of the areas that will be touched on in the workshop?
Wonderful. So I think one of the taboo areas within our society is planning for your future, but also in the event of your passing. And so that includes estate planning, that includes retirement planning with issues such as life insurance, and making sure that it's easy for your next generation to be successful. But we also have to think about the day-to-day activities. We often hear, take away that luxury of that little morning coffee that you may get at one of our local restaurants. But it's also about making sure that you also save towards opportunities and think about education building, because the higher you are in your education, the more that you can also command for your time and for your energy. We also see that persons who want to start a business, especially during COVID-19, we saw so many persons go out and vend or start a new business, become farmers, and then when you want to go to the financial institutions for a loan, you don't have the record keeping for that. So this is where we're providing that opportunity, as you rightfully say, to break that cycle of poverty and to be able to access new opportunities.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of new financial tools that are coming on stream. We know
Yes.
it's a digital age. When we look at the workshop, how will this teach persons, or for instance, help them to navigate the changing landscape? And when we look at the age difference for persons who are more mature or older, not used to this digital landscape, will we be specifically telling them how to utilize these tools?
Yes. So a big part of our work is also digital literacy as well, and incorporating technology. That's also where a lot of the investing is going. Gone are the days where you would go in, provide the paper to your brokerage, and then you would see that on your account in a statement. Instead, everything is digital. And a lot of the financial institutions have been rolling out digital apps, and so we want to empower our older generation as well to use those tools and equipments. We do have a speaker who's going to be sharing about a new product that's been on-streamed by their financial institution, and we're excited to bring this information to our audience when they're present at the Villa Community Center where the workshop will be held.
You know, that's really excellent work. And I just want to remind persons that you are a representative from EcoShore Sustainable Futures Network and the broader mission. Just remind us again so that persons know and can see what they can expect when they get to this workshop.
Yes. So ESFN, we're focused on building sustainability across our islands. And in Antigua and Barbuda, we're primarily focused on our biodiversity and conservation action, and also community action when it comes to disaster resilience and climate change. And so these are areas where we're looking at the cross-sects, the things that impact us, whether that's financial literacy, whether that's access to water in the care economy, and also the issues that impact our most vulnerable communities. So this workshop is the continuance of other programs under our Community Empowerment Initiative.
And it will be at the Villa Community Center.
Yes, we're bringing it straight to the community.
Remind persons how they can access this workshop if they need to register, what email or contact information should they reach out to.
Wonderful. So if you are interested in being a part of the workshop, you can contact us at info@ecosfn.com, and we'll also be available on our Facebook page. We have a registration form, and we also have a second workshop that we will be holding because of the overwhelming response on October 18th at the Villa Community Center as well. We've also heard about persons who want to engage with us virtually, so maybe persons within the diaspora, or if you aren't able to attend physically. So we're working on that for the next workshop. And the work that we're doing really is to empower the individuals so that they can continue action to empower their families and the community at large.
Well, thank you so much, Britney. It was a pleasure speaking to you this morning. Even in our short conversation, I learned quite a bit.
Yes.
So I can only look forward to what's to come on Saturday and hope that persons will take advantage of this amazing opportunity as well.
Thank you so much for having us, and we look forward to seeing everyone there.
You're most welcome. Well, again, we just want to say thank you to Britney for reminding us that financial literacy is a key part of our everyday life. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more.